Our story begins at the Awakening ceremony. There, the students are standing in line to touch the Awakening Stone, through which they will gain power. Then, we see students acquiring lifestyle professions, which aren't really considered good. A guy named Dominic starts mocking them, saying that most people here are very weak and only get lifestyle professions, nothing more. He lets everyone know that he's bored and wants to see anyone with a decent profession. When the students see Dominic talking like this, they start praising him, saying that this Dominic managed to awaken a very rare profession called the Sword Warrior. After that, we see someone bumping into Dominic's shoulder while walking. One of the bystanders yells at this student saying, "How dare you bump into Dominic?" But the student just looks out of the corner of his eye, apologizes, and says he's just in a hurry, nothing more. Dominic and his group stand silently for a moment, and then Dominic starts laughing, saying he can't believe the one who bumped into him is him. Dominic's friend replies, saying that since this young man is arrogant, he must be from a prominent family. This young man turns out to be our hero, whose name is Kyle. Dominic speaks up here, saying that Kyle's family was completely wiped out under mysterious circumstances, and Kyle is considered the sole survivor of his family. Dominic continues to mock him even more and laughs, but Kyle ignores him and doesn't care. He tells himself that this Dominic is arrogant because he got a rare profession, and he lets everyone know that he will show them the true meaning of skill right now. He immediately touches the Awakening Stone. A very loud sound erupts, followed by an intense golden light and the aura of a massive man who looks extremely powerful. At that moment, everyone covers their eyes from the blinding light, asking what is happening right now and whether Kyle turned out to be a genius or what. Dominic himself gets furiously angry and wonders how trash like Kyle could cause such a phenomenon to happen through his awakening. After a short while, the stone reveals the result, and we learn that our hero's profession is a hidden one, which is the beast tamer profession. At that time, all the girls start laughing and wondering if Kyle is truly a genius because his profession is hidden, or if he's just a useless person because his profession is beast tamer. Our hero just stands there silently. After that, Dominic walks up and approaches him, laughing, and tells him, "Don't ever think you can change the fact that you will always remain trash." He assures him that in the end, he will be weak and completely useless because his growth depends solely on his beasts. And to upgrade his beasts, he needs resources that cost a lot of money he won't be able to get. Here, he embarrasses him and says, "But if you crawl like a dog on the ground in front of me, I might give you a little money to help you out." Kyle tries to control himself and doesn't want to reply, but he can't take it anymore and tells Dominic, "You are nothing without your profession." He assures him that he doesn't even need his money or anyone's money because he will manage just fine. Dominic gets extremely furious, curses Kyle, and prepares a powerful punch, telling him, "I will destroy you right now." But in that moment, and before anything can happen, a lady comes running quickly towards Kyle. She kicks him powerfully in the back, sending him flying to the ground. The one who did this is named Samantha, and we learn that she is Kyle's private teacher. She then threatens Dominic, telling him, "If you touch my student, I will kill you instantly." Dominic gets angry about what happened and glares at Samantha, but he gets up afterward and tells his friends, "Come on, let's get out of here, it's better." He tells himself that Samantha's family is powerful, and he wouldn't be able to handle any trouble with her. Afterward, Samantha talks to our hero and congratulates him on his profession, which is considered hidden. But Kyle tells her, "Don't mock me, because this profession of mine is useless." Samantha gets annoyed by his frustration, grabs Kyle tightly by the neck, and asks him, "How did you come to the awakening ceremony without me?" Kyle calms her down and just asks her to let him go quickly. Samantha lets go of him, and he keeps coughing and catching his breath. Then, she pulls out a credit card and tells Kyle, "You will need a lot of money because of this profession of yours." She informs him that the card she has right now will have everything he needs, and she asks him to just focus on leveling up. Kyle takes the card from her, looks happy, thanks her, and says, "I will definitely repay this debt to you one day." Samantha gets annoyed and angry again, telling him, "You are annoying me, and clearly you need to be punished." From here, time passes with us, and our hero Kyle goes to his house, takes a breath, and says, "I am finally back, and the time has come to do everything I need." He then activates his personal system, and a congratulatory message is sent to him for acquiring his new profession. Here, we learn something important about our hero's life. He was the heir to the leadership of his family, but 3 years ago, his entire family was destroyed by a monster attack. Even Kyle himself fell and died, and his body was left in the rain. But suddenly, another person transferred into our hero's body and even acquired a system. But for this system to activate, he needed to awaken first. Finally, the long-awaited moment arrived. Kyle awakened, and the system activated as usual. Our hero cries and says, "I waited 3 whole years just for this important moment." After that, Kyle's attributes appear with us, and a message hits our hero's head. He finds the system informing him that it has finally activated, and it needs 100,000 dragon coins to make him stronger and taller. Kyle gets angry at the system, calling it deceitful, and saying it only has its eyes on money. But of course he agrees, and uses the credit card he got to pay. When he agrees, a very intense light bursts in the room, and suddenly Kyle finds himself completely surrounded by space. Our hero wonders about his location, but the system speaks to him, congratulating him on unlocking the special cheat mode. It tells him now the rarest of the existing monsters will be unlocked for you. At that moment, many cards appear in front of our hero, and the system speaks to him, saying, "Because you are in the first tier, you will only be able to get 1 monster. But when you level up, these monsters will increase." Kyle thinks and says, "Since every tier has 10 levels, when I finish these levels, I will get an extra monster." Then he looks around and figures that surely any monster here will be very powerful, so he randomly chooses one of the plant-like monsters. As soon as he clicks, a bright light shines. Kyle covers his eyes and asks what is happening right now. Then, a very terrifying sound emerges, and along with it, a massive insect-like monster appears. Kyle rejoices and says, "I have finally gotten my first monster." Indeed, the system starts congratulating him, telling him, "You have now acquired one of the 10 ancient demons, called the Skyhorn Ant." At that exact moment, the giant insect shrinks down to the size of a regular ant. Kyle is shocked and says, "I definitely didn't spend 100,000 coins just to get a mere ant." The system intervenes and tells him now the ant will begin to make a contract with you and will enter the second phase. But Kyle starts shouting, saying, "I don't want to make any contract with an ant." Ultimately, however, a light emerges from this ant, and the contract is finalized. When the ant enters the second phase, it transforms into a humanoid ant. At that moment, Kyle is even more surprised and says, "I didn't expect all of this to happen." Time passes with us after that, and the next day comes. All the students gather at the gate, and the teacher informs the students that this will be their first mission after awakening, aimed at increasing their level. He then tells them that Samantha was supposed to be with you right now, but unfortunately, she is busy. And since I am Teacher Mark, I will take her place. Meanwhile, our hero is still playing with his ant. At the same time, Mark informs everyone that they will immediately be teleported to areas suitable for their levels, and the mission won't be difficult, but they must still be careful. In that moment, Peter, Kyle's friend, comes over and talks to him, saying, "By the way, I will help you and try to get you good monsters to make contracts with." Dominic hears the conversation and, as usual, starts mocking Kyle, saying that he is a loser and can't even catch any monsters to contract with. He goes back to asking Kyle to bark in front of him like a dog, promising to give him a monster as a gift. This time, Kyle shuts him down immediately, saying, "I actually heard a dog barking just a moment ago." But Dominic, with full confidence, says, "I didn't hear any dog or anything." However, when he realizes that Kyle meant him, he gets furiously angry and yells back, "No, you are the dog!" He even charges towards him saying, "I will kill you right now," and throws a punch at him. But Kyle easily catches Dominic's fist and asks him if that was all of his strength. Dominic sweats a lot from nervousness when Kyle does this, feeling that Samantha must have given Kyle some sort of treasure to increase his power. In that moment, Mark interrupts them and calls out to our hero, telling him, "Your turn to enter has finally come." Kyle lets go of Dominic and walks away. Peter asks him to just wait so he can come with him instead of putting himself in danger. But Kyle stops him and reassures him that he will be fine. Dominic sits there looking at Kyle, telling himself that Kyle will never make it out alive, because I made a deal with Teacher Mark to kill him. Kyle then begins to enter. At the same moment, Mark looks at him and tells himself, "Samantha belongs to me, and if anyone dares to get close to her, I will kill him." Kyle goes straight in and is surprised by a sign that says, "This is the gate to the Wolflands." This gate is actually a silver one, requiring an awakened of at least level 1. Our hero understands that his entry here was intentional. Then he hears the sound of wolves all around him. He looks behind him and finds an entire pack of angry wolves charging towards him. Kyle is scared for the first few moments, but he quickly calms down, touches his aunt, and tells himself, "I won't die like they want me to die." When he touches the ant, the light of transformation emits from the ant immediately. And just like last time, it takes the human form. Here, she opens her eyes, stands in front of Kyle, and says, "I am ready." We see her powerful attributes appear, and we learn that she is at level 10. Kyle gets excited and tells this ant, "Show me your power now as one of the 10 ancient demons." The ant launches a flurry of punches at the wolves, and after a very short while, she manages to eliminate all the present wolves, telling Kyle, "It's done. I killed them all." Our hero claps for her, saying that she is truly powerful, and this gate will be very easy for them. Afterward, Kyle gets a message from the system that he has just been promoted to level 6, stating that unfortunately, his combat power is still much lower than the ant's. The ant gets confused by this and calls out to him. Kyle says, "The ant will probably call me crazy now for comparing my power to hers." Then he gently places his hand on her head, telling himself that she is very much like a child and not like a demon at all. The ant gets happy too and tells Kyle, "I feel very safe with you." At this same time, there are 3 men hiding, completely astonished, saying, "Kyle was supposed to be alone here." The boss speaks up then, warning them about the ant with him, because her killing the wolves is proof of her immense power. But the followers say she is very beautiful, and killing her would just be a waste of time for them. The boss doesn't care and tells them, "Do whatever you want. What matters to me is just killing Kyle." Then the boss notices that none of his friends replied to him. He gets very worried, asks them, and says, "Why are you so quiet?" And right then, he is shocked to see that this ant has killed one of his followers and is lifting him by the neck. He is amazed and asks the ant, "How did you do that?" The ant replies and tells the boss, "I heard that you want to hurt my master, and I won't allow that." The boss looks at her and concludes that this ant must be at least level 20 to be able to kill his followers so easily. He then immediately turns and runs away. The ant and Kyle don't let him go and run after him. Kyle tells the ant, "Never let the enemy go, kill him." The boss focuses on the ant and says, "I just need to be faster so she doesn't catch me." Here, he fails to notice the claws of a wolf coming right in front of him, and indeed, the wolf immediately strikes him and knocks him down. Kyle raises his voice and tells the ant to stop immediately. Kyle senses danger and realizes that the difficulty in this area requires someone higher than level 20. At that moment, the ant places her hand right in front of Kyle to try to protect him from anything. We truly see here that our hero's opponent is the Wolf King of level 22. The boss is pinned completely wounded under the Wolf King's foot, just begging for help. The king steps heavily on this boss, instantly crushing his head. The boss lets out a scream and dies. The wolf then glares angrily at the ant. Kyle also receives a mission to kill this king, for which he will get 200 points. Kyle is worried about the king's level and asks the ant to retreat instead. However, he notices that the ant is actually happy and her eyes are sparkling, so he concludes that she is going to fight regardless. For this reason, our hero gets excited along with her and commands her to kill the king right now. The ant quickly dashes to attack. The king roars with a terrifying sound, but the ant doesn't care about it at all. She grabs the king's jaw tightly, trying to rip it apart. However, the king continues to attack, then throws the ant into the sky. He proceeds to use the Storm Flash skill, jumping a massive distance towards the ant, and swiftly strikes her in the back with devastating force using his claw. The ant screams loudly from the intense pain and the sheer force of the attack. She crashes heavily into the ground, causing an explosion-like impact. The king then descends after the ant and continuously strikes her with his claws. The ant is wounded here and doesn't know how to fight back. Kyle gets extremely worried about what's happening and tries to think of any solution to save this ant. But suddenly, other wolves appear in the area and actually leap towards Kyle. Kyle realizes that these wolves were hiding from the beginning to launch a sneak attack. Fortunately, our hero manages to dodge the attack, telling them, "You won't be able to defeat me." He then grabs a wolf's leg here, thanking them because he will kill them now, and they will help him defeat the king. Quickly, Kyle swings this wolf around and uses it to strike the rest of the wolves. Here, Kyle receives a message that he has killed 9 monsters so far, and he needs to kill 10 to complete the first battle mission. Kyle immediately leaps onto another wolf, grabs its jaw, and with all his might, he rips the wolf's mouth apart, killing it. Thus, he manages to finish the mission by killing the 10 monsters. At this moment, Kyle earns another 100 points. He raises his voice and commands the ant to use the Berserk skill. When he says this, 100 points are deducted from Kyle to activate this skill. This skill is supposed to increase the ant's power by 100%. The ant then transforms from her humanoid form back into an ant. She flies at incredible speed around the king's arm and vanishes. The king gets confused, looks around, and can't find her. The king becomes furiously angry and unleashes an attack that destroys the ground. The ant then continues to fly, suddenly transforms back into her humanoid form, and using just her hands, she manages to slice the king in half. After that, she lands forcefully on the ground like a beam of light, creating a massive explosion sound. Kyle receives 200 points and 1,500 experience points. Kyle is astonished by the terrifying extent of his ant's power. Here, the ant glares intensely, ready for more combat since she is still in the berserk mode. Kyle is worried by the ant's appearance. He immediately receives a message that he has now obtained 2 weapons for killing the king, and then another message arrives stating that the berserk duration has ended. The ant immediately rejoices at this, runs over to Kyle, hugs him, and says, "I finally killed the Wolf King." Kyle reassures her and asks her to calm down. After that, the ant tells him she is very tired today and needs to sleep. She actually closes her eyes and falls asleep on the ground. Kyle is happy because the ant is back to her normal self. He pats her gently, telling her to rest completely. The ant listens to him and says, "Okay." Later, as time passes, Kyle sits by himself and figures out that sleep is the best way to recharge the ant's energy. At the same time, he remarks that this world he's in is just like a video game world. He then opens the rewards he received. Kyle rejoices here, saying, "My luck is incredibly good," as he obtains the Wolf King's Fang sword. This sword is a silver tier sword, and its user must be at least at level 22. Kyle tells himself, "I can sell this sword for a lot of money." Then he checks the second weapon, which turns out to be the bronze ice spear. Here, Kyle decides to go hunt while waiting for his aunt to wake up, and also plans to sell any equipment he finds later. But suddenly, our hero gets a message that he has reached the maximum level and must complete the first tier evolution to surpass level 10. Kyle is amazed that he managed to reach level 10 so quickly, and he no longer wants to kill any more monsters today. Then he looks at the two guys the ant had beaten and notices they are still alive. He decides to talk to them for a bit, saying that things look like they are going to be fun. On the other side, time is also passing. We find Mark gathering the medical team, asking them to get ready because there will certainly be many injured among the students who come out. He also smiles and tells himself that there are people who fundamentally won't even make it out of the gate. Then, Mark hears someone calling his name. He is surprised, looks over, and finds out it's Samantha. He talks to her and asks what brought her here, telling her, "I covered your shift today. You didn't need to trouble yourself and come." Samantha replies, telling him, "Right now, I just need an explanation for what happened with Kyle." Mark takes a breath and tells Samantha that he treats the students here without any discrimination. And he couldn't just help someone like Kyle simply because he's close to her. He then asks her to come with him to a quieter place so they can talk comfortably. In that moment, Samantha pulls out her dagger, swiftly places it against Mark's neck, and says, "Explain to me right now what is going on." Mark gets extremely nervous and starts sweating. He tells Samantha, "I don't understand. What exactly do you want me to explain to you?" Samantha speaks up again, saying, "I just want to know how Kyle entered a silver gate when he is a newly awakened." She makes it clear to him that it seems like he is bullying him, or maybe wants to kill him because he has no family. Mark grabs the dagger, pushes it away slightly, and tells Samantha clearly there is a misunderstanding. He tells her, "I just want Kyle to level up quickly, nothing more. That's why I put him in this gate." He assures her that everything will be fine because he sent 3 assistants with him to save him if he faced any danger. Samantha gets furious and tells Mark, "You'd better pray that Kyle comes out intact, because if he loses any of his limbs, I will take that limb from you and give it to him." Mark smiles at her and says, "Okay." But inside, he is deeply annoyed because he is jealous of Kyle, who makes Samantha treat him this way. He is just waiting to see what Samantha's reaction will be when she sees her beloved Kyle's corpse in front of her. After that, someone speaks up saying, "It looks like the students are starting to come out." Samantha and Mark look and see Cherry coming out first. She is a mage and one of the best students present. Then Dominic also comes out, calling Cherry amazing for coming out before him. He moves towards her to put his hand on her shoulder, saying that they are both geniuses and it would be best for them to get to know each other. But Cherry pushes his hand away and tells him, "You better forget about being friends with me altogether." Here, Dominic gets furiously angry and deeply embarrassed, not knowing what to do. The third person to come out is Peter, who is panting and asking if Kyle has come out yet or not. Dominic is surprised to see him and tells him, "I didn't expect such a loser to make it out of this gate alive." He then informs him that his loser friend Kyle is definitely dead by now. Peter gets upset by these words and tells Dominic, "Don't ever say that again." But Dominic stubbornly repeats what he said, claiming Kyle is definitely dead. Mark shouts at this moment, ordering Dominic and Peter to shut up immediately. He then tells Peter that he shouldn't worry about his friends and should just focus on himself, asking him to move away from the gate now so his classmates can exit. Peter listens and walks away, feeling upset, but tells himself that Kyle will surely make it out alive. From this moment, exactly an hour passes with us. Dominic is sitting while his friends give him a massage, continuously praising him. Then, Peter looks at the gate and says that everyone present has come out, except for Kyle. Dominic's friends start laughing, reaffirming that Kyle is definitely dead. But in that moment, a rock is thrown, hitting Dominic's friend in the head and then bouncing off to hit Dominic himself. Peter gets happy because it turns out Kyle is the one who threw the rock. Then Kyle himself speaks up, saying, "Why am I hearing so much barking around here?" Peter immediately runs towards his friend, hugging him and saying, "I was so worried about you." They greet each other with so much love. Samantha watches them from afar and looks happy. Meanwhile, Mark is baffled because 3 of his assistants were supposed to go in to confirm Kyle's death. But here, Kyle has come out without a single scratch on him. He tells himself, "I won't let this Kyle go no matter what happens. I must kill him." On the other hand, Dominic thinks and says, Kyle clearly doesn't have any monsters with him, and he surely just hid inside the whole time to avoid getting hurt and managed to escape. Peter yells here, asking Dominic if he thinks everyone is a coward like him or what. Dominic replies, saying, "We will see about this coward business later." He continues to mock Kyle, calling him a coward. Peter keeps yelling at him and cursing him, but Kyle calms him down a bit and tells Dominic, "Please stop this barking of yours." He informs him that looking the way he does right now, he wouldn't even qualify to be a servant to his monster. Dominic gets extremely furious and tells Kyle, "All right, how about we make a bet on who has the higher level between us?" He tells him, "If I lose, I am ready to give you 100,000. But if you lose, you will kneel before me and admit that you are a loser and a failure." Kyle agrees to this, but Peter asks Kyle to calm down because Mark is right there. However, Kyle steps it up, calls out to Mark, and asks him not to interfere at all between him and Dominic, no matter what happens. Mark tells him, "All right, no problem." He informs them that the loser must respect his word and carry it out. Mark smiles then, because he is absolutely certain that Kyle will lose 100% and will be humiliated in front of everyone present. At the same time, Samantha watches Kyle closely and sees that he is very confident in himself. She realizes that he is most likely ready to surprise everyone. Then Mark asks them to start the bet quickly, but Peter intervenes, saying, "I will participate too," and informs everyone that he is at level 2. Dominic laughs hard and tells Peter, "You are a failure." He shows everyone that he is better than Peter because he is at level 3. In that moment, all of Dominic's friends raise their voices, calling Dominic a genius and claiming no one is on his level. Peter, on the other hand, is completely shocked to see Dominic's level like that, saying, "Clearly I was reckless, and it looks like I will be humiliated." Afterward, Dominic looks at Kyle and tells him, "Come on, show everyone your failure quickly." He says, "I am just waiting for you and Peter to kneel together." Peter is very annoyed by Dominic, but Kyle tells him, "Please calm down now," reassuring him that they will win. And here, Kyle starts mocking Dominic, telling him, "By the way, the difference in level between us is considered to be very massive." Then, instantly, he releases his powerful aura, revealing to everyone that he is at level 10. Naturally, all the students are completely shocked, and not a single one can believe the terrifying level that Kyle has reached.